All right, Carly, coming up now to the World Cup. I mean, we've just spoken to Jade, and she was like, with these kind of things, you still do get nervous because this is a World Cup. How are you feeling ahead of it?
I think there's a lot of emotion. I think there's excitement, there's a bit of nerves, there's, oh God, it's the expectation. I think that we spoke for the past 6 months about how big this World Cup's going to be, and you see an event like this that we've never been part of anything this size before, and then you really get an idea of probably how big it's going to be when we get off that plane, enter that kind of airport, and then all of a sudden that's when the not circus, but it all starts, the cameras, everyone's watching, the bus is there with all labelled up, and yeah, I think it's just going to be, it's the excitement of what you're about to be part of. Yeah, there's a little bit of nerves, but I think it would be unhealthy if we didn't have any. But at the same time, I think it's just all about excitement and just wanting to get out there and start playing football.
It's my first World Cup, so I don't really know what to expect, but what I know is it's going to be the biggest competition I've played in, and I'm really excited for that first game against Scotland on the 9th of June.
And I remember when you won the Women's Football Writers Player of the Year award, I was there and I saw you, and I just love how you speak about football, just like you're still that little girl that you said with all this enthusiasm and excitement. Does it ever, hit you to think, whoa, I'm actually going to a World Cup next year, this might be a different kettle of fish?
No, not really, because ultimately every time I step on the pitch I just remember the times when I love it, and when I was that little girl and I was playing with my friends, I still feel like it's that moment because all these girls are my teammates but also my friend off the pitch, so yeah, it still doesn't change for me at the moment.
Any battles you're looking up to come against? We know that you have Scotland in the group, but anyone's after that, mate? What are you expecting from the Scottish ladies?
Yeah, it's going to be really competitive against Scotland. It's a home nation derby, if you want to say it like that. But ultimately, we've just got to make sure we do the process of the game and not think about the outcome, because ultimately, Scotland are going to put their best foot forward and we need to put ours. And, we've got a lot of depth in our squad, so we'd be ready in any case.
I don't think it's quite sunk in what we're about to go and do. I've still got to pinch myself that this is the 24 players and the 23 that are going over. But yeah, it's a surreal moment. Obviously, when we get this done, it'll be out in the media, and yeah, it's exciting. It's hard to know what to say because we're just so excited and we're looking forward to just getting there and kicking it off.
Starting off with the group now, everyone's been talking about this matchup and opening the tournament against Scotland because we know about that rivalry. What are you expecting from them? Even though going into this, people are expecting them to be the underdogs, but we know that with a rivalry like this, sometimes form doesn't really matter.
Yeah, definitely. When it comes to tournament football, you never know what it's going to bring. And obviously, we've got friends that play for Scotland, and our teammates play for Scotland. So there's definitely going to be some rivalry there. We know that they're a very brave team, like Scottish people are, and I think they're going to give us a good challenge. But there's nothing there that we can't relish in and that we can't take on board, and that we can hopefully do what we can to control the outcome on the day.
And finally, I know it's not an easy question to answer, but of course everyone's going to be asking you this. Can this England team win it all?
Definitely. I think we're not afraid to say that we'd like to go and do that, and that's the aim. There's no point in going there if you're not going to win it, so why not say that we're going to go there and we're going to lift the trophy?
Excitement's the only word that really springs to mind. I think as we get closer, then the nerves will start to kick in a little bit, but no, I'm raring to go. I can't wait.
It's a great time now for, football here in England, and of course just women in sports as well, especially in football. And England ladies have been viewed as one of the teams that have really pioneered that way along with the USA. So how do you guys manage that expectation that the public has on you, especially ahead of a tournament like this?
I think we just have to stay focused on ourselves, really. We know what we're capable of. We know what we have set out to do. We're super ambitious, and we know that by saying all those things that the pressure comes. But I think we should take pressure as a compliment, because pressure is expectation, and if people expect you to win, then they obviously think you're half decent. So if that's the case, then we should just relish it, go out and do our thing, really.
I think you guys are definitely more than half decent. Where do you think the strength lies within this team?
I think we've got a lot of technical ability. I think we have a wealth of experience, and I think we are a really together group, and that'll see us through in really tough moments.
I literally can't wait. I think it's all settled now, the emotions. We found out, over a week ago now, so I enjoyed that moment, but fully focused now on the job in hand.
And speaking of this England Lionesses squad, where do you think the strength lies for you guys? Where do you think you're going to get the edge in this tournament from some of the other teams?
For me, the standout for me is that we're literally a family. I come here and it's like coming to see all my sisters, we have a fantastic group of women, all so different, so unique in their ways, but you put us together, we want the same goal. But yeah, I trust every one of them with my life.
Nice little sisterhood. I heard you had some nice time bonding, sleeping on the floor yesterday. But speaking of sisterhoods or sisters, you know, they would call Scotland's team as sort of your little sister, and that is a big matchup coming up right now. On paper, we know that rivalry always stands out. What are you expecting from them?
Oh, absolutely a tough game. They're going to be prepared, so are we. But, you know, it's a cliche, but we'll be prepared for every game, like it's the cup final, of course. And Scotland are no different. They're in a really good run of form. They've got some fantastic players, some world-class players, actually. But so have we. And like I said, we'll be fully prepared for Scotland.
I think nerves is good to a certain extent. I think we've got good nerves, a good amount of nerves. But just want to be out there now. You know, we've got 2 friendlies coming up, which obviously we're focused on now. But I think it's been such a long journey and such a long process that now we're all ready and raring to go.
And just speaking overall, not just the group, but any teams or individuals you're looking at coming up against. I know some of the girls had said that they are used to playing the European team, so they're kind of relishing battles with either some of the South American ones that they don't necessarily get to play against every day. What about you?
I think the US they're always going to be tough. I think they've got a big expectation behind them now since they won the last one. You know, and like the other girls have said, I think the European ones we're kind of used to playing against now. But yeah, I think the US are always one to watch.
I mean, talk to me a bit about Franker, because there is a lot of hype surrounding her, and she almost seems like she plays beyond her years. I can't believe she is really so young. What's so special about her?
It's funny because I think the way that Fran plays on the pitch, you would think, you know, that she's a super confident girl, but when you get to know her off the pitch, she's so quiet and shy, and I think that's maybe why she is the way she is and why people see her as older, because she's so quiet and within herself, and she's a very focused girl. And I think, you know, the way that she's kind of gone through her life and just worked hard for every single thing that she's got is paid off on the pitch. And I mean, kind of helps that she's super talented as well. But no, she's a great girl, and she's a great girl to be in this team. And you know, I'm hoping for some good performances from her.